is Katniss Everdeen. I'm 17 years old. My home is District 12. I was in the Hunger Games. I survived. Beyond that, I'm not sure what's real anymore. I knew once, but life was simpler then. The Hunger Games changed me. Winning the Hunger Games changed everything else. Who knew that being a victor would come with so high a price? Sure, I have money and plenty of food, but at what cost? I have no family to share it with, no close friends. I went from being a simple girl whose sole purpose in life was to feed her family so that they wouldn't starve, to becoming the Mockingjay, a symbol of hope and freedom for an oppressed nation. From the moment I volunteered as a tribute, I became a pawn in someone else's larger game. I know my history. I know how my story ends. Looking back, I have always been a pawn in someone else's plan, the game maker. I appeal to her now to listen. She's the only one who can change my fate. She created these woods. They were my haven. My refuge. My sanctuary. Gail and I used to hunt here. We were like a single deadly unit working in tandem to bring home our spoils. Now, I don't even have that. Gail's so different now. The choices we have made have led us down two different paths. I guess these are just my woods now. That prevails here now is death. When it came to finding a Mockingjay, the game maker didn't have to look far. Whether I meant to or not, it's just always been who I am. It's a matter of choices and standing up for what you believe in. Hunting in District 12 was forbidden, but it also made the difference between life and death for a lot of people, so I did it. Volunteered as a tribute to spare Prim. I couldn't stand by and watch her go through that. Before the Hunger Games, I needed a fair shot at getting sponsors, so during my private training session, I made them listen. In the arena, I couldn't let Rue be remembered in death without saying a proper goodbye. What about the berries? I didn't know they would be the spark that would ignite a revolution. I was ready to die with Peeta. After the victory tour, being in the woods with Gale, and coming back to find him captured and being whipped for a crime that I was equally guilty of, no. I should have shared that punishment. I hung a Seneca Crane doll. I destroyed the force field in the Quarter Quell. That is who I am. That is the Mockingjay that lives inside me. So when Coin offered me to be the Mockingjay in the revolution, I accepted. Not for her. For me. For Peeta and the other victors, for everyone in Pan Am who didn't have a voice. I had one objective: unite the districts. I did that. I succeeded. But everything changed after District 2. most defining moments as the Mockingjay happened in that train station. Call it impulse, call it crazy, call it sympathy. I did what I thought was right. I had to face that gunman, not as Queen's ambassador, but as a person who had suffered too, someone who had a family and a life worth fighting for. I couldn't just stand by and let all those people die and do nothing. No, this is what the Game Maker created me for. Everything was perfect, right up until the moment I was shot. I thought I had died. Something far worse happened. After I united the districts, I became useless. The Mockingjay had done its job. I felt betrayed by the Game Maker. She stripped me of my identity, my purpose. Without the Mockingjay, who am I? What becomes of Katniss Everdeen? I live. I had to. My story had to go on. Mockingjay resurfaces, but only briefly. Everything else was just a means to an end. My mission through the capital, was it just so I could watch Prim die? Game Maker, or was it so you could kill off the other people I had grown to love? Or was it so you could distance the only people who cared about me from becoming too close to me? The war ended without me. When I woke up after the explosion and the fire, I was informed on everything that I had missed. They had captured Snow. They did. I didn't. Snow's execution was to be a public affair, televised to the whole nation. We had become so numb from years of Hunger Games that one more gruesome death doesn't even begin to phase. I have the honor of being executioner. The crowd is cheering. Little do they know what I'm planning to do next. Moments earlier, Coin had revealed her true self by suggesting one last Hunger Games, consisting of capital children. I knew then that something had to be done, and when the time came, I did it. In front of the whole nation, I did what I thought was right. I killed Coin to stop her from becoming the same monster that Snow was. My trial after that was a blur. I was pardoned, not because what I did was right, but because I was deemed mentally unstable. I couldn't even defend myself. When I needed my voice the most, the Game Maker took that from me. They shipped me back off to District 12 to live out the rest of my life. Peeta's here. He's different now, too. Hijacked by the Capitol, he is no more of an empty shell than what the Game Maker has left of me. When he showed up on my doorstep and planted that flower for Prim, I knew that that was right. I love Peeta. I think I've known that for a while. He always chose me. I never chose him. Not that I wouldn't have. I never had the chance. The Game Maker stole that ability from me as well. In the Capitol, after Gale was captured, I didn't shoot him like I had promised. When I discovered his and Beatty's design in the bombings that killed Prim, could I have ever forgiven him? At the same time, I never gave Peeta a chance. Instead, after hiding out in Tigress's fur shop, I turned my back on him. I sent him away on his own. After all was said and done, I didn't go looking for either him or Gale. I never chose who I wanted to be with. I never fought for my happy ending. If it wasn't for PETA, I would still be all alone here in District 12. We are together now. But that is his doing, not mine. Game Maker, is this what you envisioned for me? Stripped of my identity, no voice, and no ability to choose for myself? I don't believe this is how my story ends. Given the chance to do it all over again, would I make the same choices? Some of them. Others, I would want you to change. What happens to me now is entirely up to you, Game Maker. Citizens of Pan Am, stand now with me. Be true to what you believe in. Let your voices be heard. And not just to the Game Maker, but to anyone who oppresses you. Stand firm on your words and your beliefs. Stand for what you believe in. Be your own Mockingjay.